Hello! Right, are we live? It does look like we are live. I'll just sort out volume and stuff. Yep, it looks like we're all up and ready. Let's just check the Bluetooth to see if we are up and running. Yep, says we're alive. Right, cool, we are live. Happy days. Awesome sauce. So, like I was saying in the community post, which is now open, woohoo! I'm going to be doing a live tutorial on this. So what I've done is I've brought the camera down a little bit closer, and I'll probably leave it here for the remainder of the day. See how well it works. If not, I can always adjust it slightly. But just a quick bit of admin before we start. If you're watching this on playback in the future, I'm about to do a tutorial on this little bottle, so to sort of learn how to do this and the little sort of bottles and stuff down here. Though if there's at this stage now, up at the top, if you're watching this on playback, there may be a little card up here in the corner or up here in this corner, whichever corner, that corner or that corner. If there is, then that means there is going to be a proper edited, scripted tutorial for the bottles. If not, this is going to be very much unedited and very, very live. So if you want, there'll be either one. So now that's done, let's get into it and let's get some cracking. So the first colours that we're going to need is you're going to need some Caliban Green, What's Long Glow, some Moot Green, and some black. So they're the colours I'm going to need. And obviously, I just want to point out for all of the regular viewers, I have actually changed my painting water. Put that on there. Put some greens on my palette. It's crazy to think that last week I was celebrating my 1,000 subscriber achievement on the channel, and like this week we're like 37. I think in a space of a week we've had like 37, 38 new subscribers. Absolutely mental. So crazy. A bit too much water in there. Ooh. It's all awesome though. Really loving it. So this is going to be the first, obviously, as well, of the scheduled live streams every 2 weeks, starting from today. So get some black on the old palette. Okay, so get some Caliban Green. What you want is, now when this is on, this is going to be relatively straight, so you've got to imagine a line going right through here. So for now, just get that on. Pardon me, I apologise for that. How rude. Alright, just get them as well. Cool. Right. And then all of these. So again, imagining the line coming straight along, you only want half of that painted. Now at the bottom, sort of curve the line around a little bit, and the same as here. like so, because you create that impression that there's an actual curvature to it. And sort of here as well. Again, we're going to be glazing and highlighting all of this so you get that nice glow effect. And then like so. So now we've got that, just allow that to dry a little bit, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to tidy this up with a little bit of black. Okay, and just bring and tidy the line of where the liquid is. This stage you're just literally just sketching it in. Okay, we're going to highlight that, the glass part up as well, and then just here. Obviously this is a little bit difficult in regards to the fact that I've got the camera right in front of me. Normally when I film my tutorials it's a lot higher, but because I'm using the webcam it's a lot lower down in front of me, but it should be fine. So just allow that black to dry. So then what we do is we get a little bit of Warpstone Glow and Caliban Green and we mix it. So we want a bit sort of that shade, so it's just a little bit lighter, and then you just want to start bringing that colour in. Now this little part here that's entirely submerged at the bottom, you can leave a little dark line along this bit here, and then from this part again just slowly layer it up, and then make sure you do the bottom of the neck. Don't worry too much about the spillage coming out the bottom here, we're going to deal with that separately. And just follow the line round that we did earlier with the black, like so. Hey dude, how are you? And then so we got this bit here, just to go back over that, just to make it a bit more solid, and then we'll flip this around so I can get to this bit. Okay, so as you can see now, starting to get, you can kind of see that line forming, and then we just add some more Warpstone Glow to the mix. Pouches are good, man. Pouches are good. So this top part here, you want to do this bit, just bring it in, and now bring it up. Create that transition slightly, like so. Like I said, I will be doing a proper tutorial, scripted and edited and all of that jazz, but for anybody that wants to know how this is done, then this is the perfect opportunity. And for anyone that's interested, yes, I did change my brush water just for the stream. Wow, 4 people watching already. Hello, hello, hello. Just bring those highlights up. Again, just feather it out at the bottom. Just to create that. So I'll concentrate on this part here. So, getting some more warpstone glow. What you want to do is build the colour up to you're almost at 100% warpstone, essentially. Now you could wet blend this if you wanted, but it's very small. It's a very small area to work with, so only really do it if you're okay with wet blending. Otherwise, it would be quite annoying. And then making sure you've got most of the brighter glow at the top part of this. So as you can see, starting to get that transition now. Can you see it on the camera? Yeah, you can. Just remembering to do the bottom of the neck. And just bringing it around. With the black, we're going to be putting some grey highlights into this, and then that one's going to make it look like it's ripping out your shower. Sounds interesting, and Steph will be happy. So now we've got almost pure warpstone glow, and this is where we're going to really start getting the contrast in to make it look like it's icky and glowy. And then just feather that bottom out the bottom. Like so. And then do the same here. And then in the very top part up here, getting that transition. So he's really starting to get to see it. If it looks a little bit off, just get some black. So the curvature here, I've done it a little bit too steep. So with a bit of black, just go over, just to create that line a little bit more. Because what you're trying to do is paint an illusion that there's actual fluid in here. Like so. Right, so now using a little bit of moot green, fire that in, and now this is where we really drive up that contrast. Really, really fire it up. Contrast is everything. Oh man, my painting water is green. Was lovely and clean. But oh well. Even washed out the container. And I'm using my trusty size 0 Rosemary & Co Series 33 brush. And this paint is like almost glaze consistency, if anyone wants to know why. Oops, a bit too far up there. If you make any mistakes on the black, don't worry, because we'll be sorting that out when we do the actual black area. And another layer of this mix. Make sure you get the bottom of the bottle. Right. Just allow those glazes to dry. And just tidy that line up again. Cool. Alright. So what we're going to do now is we're really going to ramp this. This is for the Putrefier, the guy that you're going to love when he throws many Death Head grenades at you. So, using almost pure moot green glaze, just bring that up and then just feather it out of the bottom. I'm going to try getting that glow into it now. Making sure you get the neck. And again. Okay. So what we're going to do now is going to do a little bit of the black. So we need some Ulthuan grey. Yeah. Do a little Ulthuan. Get some of the black and get a little bit of Ulthuan grey, and then make sort of a slightly a shade that's a little bit darker than Eshin grey, and then concentrate that on the uppermost parts of the glass bottle, like so, and that would include the top part as well. Now you could paint all the glass areas Mechanica Standard Grey and then just light it up a little bit and then shade it down, but that would be if you're using more of an empty bottle. Okay. And just a little bit more. And bring that highlight up a bit. And then the final highlight, because you don't want it too bright. You don't want to take it away from the green. You just want to glaze that out a bit. Okay. Now for the final part of the green, I can't find my Dawn Yellow. Best colour Games Workshop does. And get a bit of dawn yellow and mix that into your moot green mix. The reason why is this will give it, as Angel Grinalda says, luminosity. Check me out using the big words. And keep it quite thin as a glaze. And then just glaze along the upper surface of the liquid. If you get it a little bit too stark, you can always get the previous layer and just smooth that out. What? Rebooty Gilliman? A nice thin line there. Okay. You sort of see the stuff. You add a little bit more, and then you can kind of make it look as like it's bubbly. And to do that, you just want to... That was very bright, computer. And then using just very small dots, make it look as though it's fizzing. And the reason why you do the fizz is it can hide some of the transitions of the blends. Like so. And get some Caliban green, make a glaze out of it. Awesome. And then now we're going to do the cool part. So very carefully, what you want to do is, if you imagine the light is going to create a reflection line straight down and up here. So first things first, on the highest point, just put a white dot, and then you want to create a line coming around the top of the neck, like so, using Uthline Grey, and then all the way down and around. I can go further on as well, and then the same as here as well. And then you can use Skull White if you really wanted to, or sort of white scar, or acrylic ink. But what that do is it'll just create the impression that it's glass. And that's essentially it. That's how I would do the bottles. And obviously after that I'd then do all of the brass and then do the green, just layering this up like so to create the vibrant greener look. And that would be it. That's essentially how I do the bottles. So I hope that helps. Let me just lift this camera up a little bit. It's annoying. That's better. So I'm going to actually start painting some lumineth. Right, so like I said, I will be doing a proper tutorial on the bottles at a later date. And if you are watching this on playback, then up there, there'll be a little card that you'll be able to use. To click on it, it'll take you directly to that video. I will come back and re-edit this at a later date and do that. But yeah, it's a good way of spending the first 20 minutes or so for the stream. So how is everybody in chat? How is everyone getting on this fine Sunday afternoon? I need to buy myself a cow. I really do need to buy myself a big giant cow so it can kill dwarfs. But yeah, I had my first game the other day, Friday night, with my Lumineth. First proper game because first time I've actually got to use the bulk of the rules. Before then, I only had like the little stuff from the army box, which wasn't. Yes, I played Blades of Corn, Tom, but it wasn't really using the full army rules. Friday was the first time for doing that. And your dwarfs put up a valiant fight. But I win automatically for being elf and being a superior race. I mean, at least the Lumineth can actually say that their god is still kicking about. I mean, like, where is the dwarf god? Oh, yeah, that's it. He's in bits. Har, har, har. But no, I had a very fun game. Tom was a very good opponent. He did beat me quite convincingly at the end, but you know, double turned, and I just rolled really badly. I could not roll a 3-up save on Altharion if I tried. So, and I failed to kill 2 heroes in one charge. So I gambled, and it failed to pay off. But never mind. That's the fun of it. So, if anyone's noticed, the community tab is now open. So I will be doing a poll later on the community tab, asking which Marvel Avenger superhero from the Crisis Protocol box set you want painted up first. I will give you a couple of options. and we'll see which one you want to do. And then that will probably be the next tutorial to come on the channel. But there is one other that will be coming up, and you will see that pop up in the next day or two. So there's definitely a lot of stuff coming for the channel. Really super hyped for it. Super hyped. I really do love Wardens, but I think GW took the piss when they created these bloody spears. So let's give a model 3-inch reach. Quite literally a 3-inch reach. It's like, seriously, GW? I have a box, like a plastic tray. I've ordered some metallic sheets of paper and a load of magnets, and then I'll just magnetize them inside the box. Hobbycraft and places like that sell the boxes that are really good for doing it, but they are a pain. I've already broke one spear. That was a relatively easy fix, because when they break, and they will, it'll break here, right at that little nugget. For some unknown reason, GW have got a perfectly nice and thick shaft, but they just put these two little indentations right in here, and it just becomes so weak, so weak. Just, yeah, absolutely stupid design. So, very annoying. But yeah, they're a brilliant army. Absolutely love the army. I think I'm tempted to get the Stone King next. Very tempted to get the Stone King. Because he's just awesome. Someone sat right outside my window with their engine on. It's very noisy. Go away. So I've got 30, well, I've basically got a full 2,000 point army to paint, really. So I'm going to be slowly doing that. So it is going to be a labour of love until GW release another army that makes me go, ooh, that looks nice. Which will probably be soon. I need to have a wine gum. So how's everyone in chat getting on? Tom's taking out a shower. Community post on the channel is awesome. You're having a tart. Lovely. At the moment, I'm just base coating it, getting the layers down, and then what I'll do is I'll start putting in the shadows and building up the highlights. But because I've got so many of these things to paint, it's easier doing it this way. Now you could batch paint them to a point where I have 30 in front of me and I do all of the red and all of the gold and every other bit of colour. But the problem is I built them entirely apart from the shields. And I kind of wish I hadn't put the swords on their back, because the swords are getting in the way. So I'll just make a mess of the sword and then paint the sword last. And I have to be ultra careful about the damn spear, because if it catches on the table, it'll just go pa-ping and fly off. Go right there. So any mistakes I make at the moment, I don't really care, because when I go back over the other colours, I'll just tidy it up. To be fair, some of this stuff you're not even going to see, because there's going to be like a shield here. But oh well, I'll know it's painted. So I've been looking in at Twitch, looking to see about going over to Twitch. So again, I'm not too sure yet if that'll be a thing, if I'll do, but I'm definitely tempted. Yeah, I think that sort of stage where it looks shit, it can kind of sort of just... Yeah, it is, yeah. It's very intimidating to get into Twitch, because there's a lot of stuff you have to do right. Otherwise, people just don't come to your channel. Doesn't matter how great of a painter is or how informative you are. If people think your page looks shit, they don't. That's me demonetized. They won't come anywhere near you. It's very weird. And YouTube's kind of the same. If you don't make thumbnails correctly, or you mistitle your video a little bit, it can have a serious knock-on effect on your viewing figures. It's really weird how it all works. I've started to build my Twitch page, so at least it's started. I've got my templates and everything for all of the stuff and all the graphics, but it's going to take me a while to get my head around it because I have to use OBS, you see. Whereas this, I just literally just turn this on. And I think there's less sort of hoops to jump through for Twitch rather than unlike YouTube, because I'm still jumping through hoops now for YouTube. But we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely going to probably get the Twitch page set up, and then instead of doing a Sunday stream that I would normally do here, I think one Sunday or a couple of Sundays I'll do it over on Twitch, and I'll see how I'll compare both. Yeah, they like putting, YouTube likes putting big walls in front of you to essentially to stop you from being able to do what you want to do. You know, they want to make it advertiser friendly, but they don't want, and they want to advertise advertise on your channels. But then they want to give you so many stipulations and things that you have to do to be able to even qualify for AdSense. At the moment, all I need is the 4,000 hours viewed. Once I've got that, then I fully jump through all of the hoops that YouTube have set for me. And the only thing that I will need to do then is make sure that I don't demonetize myself. And I've already sworn this stream, so even if I was able to qualify for it now, this stream would have been demonetized already. So yeah, there's a lot of for me to look in and consider. And to be fair, I think my biggest sort of my biggest thing to sort of keep me on YouTube would be if I had a community here that wanted me to live stream, then that would be something that would be a sort of major factor if I stayed or went over to Twitch for live stream. But I don't think there's very many painters like live streaming on YouTube. Ah, see, mother, this is the one that had been broken before. Where'd that go? See, where did that ping to? Right, put you to one side. I might have to pin you. Yeah, that's the one that's broken before. Yeah, it's weird because it's like when it broke the first time, it looked hollow on the inside compared to like a pure filled plastic rod. I think that's going to be thin enough. That's rather. I have an ultra thin one. Yeah, I do. But yeah, that's this one broke before, you see, so it's I literally just caught that and then it comes straight off. They are quite bad for that. Don't even think that's going to work. I wouldn't even risk invoicing that. In case I split it straight down the centre. But I would say that the way that these things break is probably going to be the biggest thing that puts people off this army. Now this glue is really strong when it hardens. So yeah, really annoying. I think I'm going to have to invest in a... Yeah, it's, the Greek theme is something that pulled me to them. But I think I was like on Friday night, we're talking to Tom about how I was thinking of taking essentially where it snapped here to this point here, taking that out and just taking the blade and putting the blade down to there. Because I reckon over the course of collecting this army and playing it, you're gonna break a lot of these. I've even seen people cut the shaft off the hand and then take the spear pit out and then put in brass rod rather than have the plastic. Right, I'll put you to one side because you're not getting touched now for the rest of the day. You can stay there out of the way. Oh, annoying. The thing is, with a brass rod, it would be quite fiddly because you'd have to get it into the spear tip at the end. And there's not much extra plastic up here than there is anywhere else. But yeah, I probably will end up going back through all 30, cutting them here, and then just attaching that bit to the end of here at some stage, I think. Because they're so annoying. And I think even Tom was freaking out with them, you know, trying to get his models moved into close combat and stuff, and they were getting in the way. But yeah, back to where I'm going to stream in the future. I'm not too sure. Not too sure. I definitely think I should try Twitch out, see what it's like, and then go from there. Oh, yeah, it was, you had to move models to the side, and so the spears were pointing in the opposite direction and things like that. It was quite amusing. It really was annoying him, though. Wouldn't be so bad if GW had modelled them so they're sticking in the air, like the old High Elf Spearmen used to be. You know, that would be kind of cool, but no, they had to have them in action poses. I mean, even if they could actually use the swords on their back, but they can't. The wardens, no, they don't know. The champion has a sword, but the actual wardens themselves, no, the sword is purely there for show. Which is a bit silly. But I suppose it's that's sort of going into the territory of the infamous email to Games Workshop about the loadout for Chaos Terminators. which is very funny to read, but has a lot of valid points in it. Currently, as it stands, when you buy a box of Chaos Terminators, you can't field that box as a generic, as the rules say, unit, because you don't get the parts in the box to do it. So if you just want 5 Chaos Terminators, all with combi bolters and chain axes, can't do it. Cannot do it, any of it. So yeah, it's really quite funny. But there's a lot of cases with that. I mean, if you look at the Caradon Overlords, the Caradon Overlords kit comes with swords and little axes, but you can't. There's no rules in the game for them to have either. It's just hand weapons. So, and I've got a box here. So, this box here, you've got axes and swords, right? That open live. Live unboxings, everybody. Tom will be in a minute going, "Oh my god, what are you doing with that box?" So, don't you fall over. I'm not putting these in a bag. Terrible. So rules-wise, as you can see, in English, has this been updated? This is the old rules, but you've got Argonite cutters and the butts. So there's the only 2 melee weapons you've got. Okay? And yeah, on the model, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 swords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 axes. So clearly the kit's designed to have 10 of that or 10 of that, or a mix, just like Liberators are, but they share exactly the same rules. So that sprue that is mostly filled up of these weapons could easily be filled up with more of the special weapons, but they changed the rules so you could only basically take one of them, and where's the other special weapon? There's a third special weapon, that, and something else. I think that's it there. So the 3 special weapons, you can only take one of each, but yet these have no bearing, and that's clearly a full sprue that essentially you only need half of it. So you can see why some people are pissed off with how they do it, and we all know that the way that they do it is they design the kits first, and then the rules writers develop the rules from the kit. If that's the case, then why are they not doing the rules to fit the kit in front of them? Very, very silly. Yeah, I'm really interested in the Death Watch supplement. It's I think they're going to be an extremely interesting army now that they've been given access to everything the Space Marine Codex has. But I'm going to predict now, Age of Sigmar will get a 3rd edition next year. Welcome, new viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Brew Corner and the Hobby Hangout. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask away. Don't you dare. So annoying. Right. I think I will do some gold. But the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures I'm going to be doing for the tutorials, they're going to be using, I'm going to be using mostly Skill 75 paints for them. So really excited actually about getting those started. I think it's going to be super fun. Oh yeah, I've got the entire range sat underneath my desk. Every single paint. So really, really looking forward to the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. It's going to be cool. So you'll have to check out. Oh yeah, I've seen the. Is that the tint ones? The ones that tint the metallics? Yeah, I heard about them. I think it was one of the female YouTubers was doing a review or something, and had her video taken down by, is it Green Stuff World or something, that also produces a similar product. We're in dispute with Vallejo at the moment about it. Not too overly too sure and the whole ins and outs of it, but I think I remember reading something about that. It's bright silvers are always good and nice. I really like GW Stormhost Silver, but you just need to make sure you give it a really good shake before you use it. Cool. I've got a lot of nice things to say about the Scale 75 metallics, but Scale 75 as a paint range is very interesting to use because they don't seem to do what normal acrylic paint does. They are definitely quite interesting for new painters to use. See that game I was talking about, Conquest by Paraberum? That the Beast of War guys are doing a lot of content on it at the moment. Or on the tabletop, as they like to be called now. Hey, stop. Silly spears. Every time I paint these guys, I just want to start watching 300. But I can't wait to fight another Lumineth army with 80 Sentinels. I'm just going to laugh and go, today I'm going to fight in the shade. Ha! If the person doesn't give you best sporting player or most fun game he's had, then he has no sense of humour. But they are absolutely fantastic miniatures. apart from the spears. What did everyone think of Games Workshop's sample competitive armies in the Lumineth article? Let's open the article while that dries and we'll have a chat about them. Because there's some interesting lists on them, but not overly. Let's have a look-see. Articles. Creating a competitive list for Age of Sigmar. So let's see. The first list, they have a Stone Mage. Okay, interesting. Stone Mage is good. Stone Mage, the Stone King, and another Stone Mage. Now, Law of Magic, Crippling Vertigo. Voice of the Mountain, yes, is definitely needed. The thing with that there is they've got no Cathalar. That's the second Stone Mage already is an extra drop to the army. So you might as well take a Cathalar and be able to do some bravery shenanigans, especially since that you're taking Voice of the Mountain. So it makes sense to do that. 15, 10, and 10 of Stone Guard. Stone Mallets, I'd rather take Diamond Pikes and fish for those mortal wounds rather than the additional hits. And 40 Sentinels. I would drop those 2 Sentinels down to 10 man and use the additional 140 points to bring in that Cathalar, and then whatever points you've got left over, try to squeeze into the Stone Guard to get them up to at least 2 15 units and a 10 unit. And then if you've got any points left over, bring the Twin Stones Endless Spell for 30 points. And possibly a Prismatic Wall for the Sentinels, because they can still shoot over it. So that's what I would do for that first list. It's definitely what I would do for the first list. But it's going to be slow, so you're not going to be able to get the points. And I don't think any of the spells at all have taken. No, there isn't any speed of Heesh. Even the Sentinels don't have that. Protection of Heesh is pointless because it only really has a 9-inch bubble. It's not the Techless version. Lambient Light is not a bad spell, but you'll want spell portals to make that really work better. Lumineth Realm Lords, Great Nation, Sazar, 1960 points. 2 Cathalars and Techless. That's overkill. But okay. Again, protection of heat. You don't need protection of heat when you've got Teclis on the board. Teclis has his better spell with a far larger radius. So, and you could eat the perfect blade of what? Golden irons. Both of those relics are completely useless. But you have to take one of them. 20 wardens, 20 wardens, 10 wardens, 10 wardens, 2 5-man Dawn Riders. So there's no battalions at all. That is a terrible list. That is an absolute terrible list. You haven't got the drops. So anybody that you play that can Alpha Strike will just remove Teclis off the board on turn 1 if they're able to. Because you're going to get outdropped. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drops. 9 drop list for Teclis. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. That list is woefully bad. And the final one, purely Teclis as your leader. Venari, Sentinel. Again, there's no battalions. Like 210. So what I would do for that is you've got that third list. I would take out 10 of those Dawn Riders, and out for that spare 260 points you've got, I would take a Dawn Rider Lance battalion for those 2 units of 10 to get the bonuses for the charge, and you get an extra relic and command point. And you're dropping your army by a substantial drops, and then the battle line units are the Wardens and the Sentinels. I would bring the Aurelian Legion for 120 points and make that a 1-drop, and that would be a 3-drop list. Literally a 3-drop list, which would probably do a lot better than essentially a 7-8 drop list. Wow, they're shocking. Absolutely shocking. So there you go. There's some tactics for you. But the Stone Guard list at the start is actually quite good, but I don't think you need 40 Sentinels. 2 10-man Sentinels, probably. Even if you can try to squeeze in some Dawn Riders, just to get something with some speed that you're going to be able to take out, so get some objectives, grabbing and things. And if you're going to take Dawn Riders, make sure you've got speed of Heesh, so you can get that 28-inch move. But I wrote a Stone Guard list with Teclis, and I think it was a 2-drop list. It's actually quite funny. Because Teclis just gives you everything that you need, magic-wise. And the Stone Guard and the Stone Mage and the King are purely there to kick ass. Whoa. I need at least 10 more Sentinels. But I might see if Tom's available for a game next week, and maybe unleash the elves onto him again. What does everyone think of the Broken Realms that's coming? I don't think that Liberated Gold is mixed correctly. The little balls are great. Yeah, I'm thinking of dropping another ball in this actually, just to help. I've got lots of agitators. Some of them you sometimes just need two. My Dawn Yellow has two, because that thing just gets really thick quickly. That looks a little better. Give around the palette. So it looked really yellow, like really sort of ready. Well, that's a lot better. Okay, that's a lot better. Yeah, that's better. Some nice gold. Has anyone played the Elder Scrolls game? Call to Arms? So I was sent one of their miniatures. Not too sure why they sent me it, but I got sent one. Which is the Dragonborn. Quite nice, actually. Resin. There's a thing that comes out of his base here, like a dragon tail or something. Scale-wise, not bad. But I don't think you'll be able to use it on Age of Sigmar. It seems to be quite small, but looks like a nice miniature. Could be definitely tempted to look at the game if it's any good. I'm a big fan of the Elder Scrolls. And it's one of those games, if you've got no friends, you can play on your own. Yeah, I'm tempted. Seems to follow Skyrim rather than Elder Scrolls by the looks of it. I think you've got the Imperials, and then you've got the Stormcloaks. You can buy like the Dremna, the undead things in the caves. You can buy them, and they come with like a female Dragonborn. Ooh. Steamforge Games just announced their new dungeon crawler today. But not too sure if I'd want to give Steamforge any of my money after what they did to Guild Ball. What happened to Guild Ball? Oh, well, basically they've discontinued the game. Their reasons being that their design was limited because of the competitive players. Well, they blame the competitive players, but basically it boils down to that they want to concentrate on big IPs that they can cover on Kickstarter rather than an IP that they've created and developed and has their largest fan base. And a fan base that has sat through thick and thin with them and even got to the point of, supporting them no matter what. But it was the competitive players' fault, apparently. Changing the game more than that they wanted it to. But the thing is, I think is bollocks to blame your customer base. And especially that not long ago they made an announcement saying that something big was coming for Guild Ball and kind of implied that Guild Ball wasn't going anywhere and even called people who were suggesting it tinfoil hat wearers. And then within months they killed the game. Then they try to blame it on the player base and COVID, but they just didn't want to support it anymore. Sounds like the game's designers had lost their passion for it, which is a shame. But I'm not too sure what their new one is. Some form of dungeon crawler. I don't think there's any links to it or anything. Oh. So, oh, there is an announcement post. Accept all cookies. Okay, so it's Broadsong is a new dungeon crawler roguelike board game from Dark Souls TBG Studio exclusives. Essentially, the miniatures look okay. See, they're listing Guild Ball still in their advertisement stuff for it, which is a shame because any players that played Guild Ball that would be interested in this will read that and instantly get annoyed by that first sentence because they're mentioning Guild Ball. Yeah, it's going on Kickstarter this November. Dice breaking exclusive reveal. It is a fantasy RPG dungeon crawler that plays with up to 5 players, as well as with a single player in an included solo mode. Its name comes from a premise that player characters are the heroes whose legendary deeds and adventures are extolled by musical storytelling. Bard Song. Looks a little bit like Hero Quest from the pictures that they're showing of it. And the miniatures look typical one-piece PVC miniatures. Anyone's interested? There it is there. I was tempted by God here, but I'm kind of worried that the game's not going to be around for long because, well, that's how Steamforged roll. I'm going to have to get a cushion for streaming. Use this one, I think. Deliver that. So I think I will stream for another half an hour or so, I think. And that will break the 2-hour mark. There's a lot of cool games. I haven't done Kickstarter for absolutely ages. Or at least it feels like ages. I think I'm still waiting for my the game I kickstarted for like 3 years ago. Tainted Grail, it's called. Still waiting for that to arrive. What's TG? Oh, no. Tainted Grails is done by, I believe, Rick and Whelms. It's a Tainted Grail. I don't know if you've seen it. It's absolutely phenomenal. Basically, it's done on cards. You get like a journal, and the world is like a card deck that are all interlinked, and you basically, it tells you to read like a page on a journal, and then from there you'll then it'll tell you what you can do and how combat and all that kind of works. So yeah, it's really awesome. It's got some beautiful miniatures as well. Yeah, probably is actually. Well, I've been waiting for years for Tainted Grail. My fault. I would have had it by now, but I only selected single postage rather than split postage. If I'd have picked split postage, I'd have had the main core game and the first sort of add-on stretch goal pack already. I'd have had that last year, but I picked completely didn't realise single postage, so I have to wait for everything to arrive when it does. Just means I'm going to get a huge container is going to arrive. So that's going to be awesome when it does eventually turn up. I really can't wait. Well, they should be happening. I take it you backed Tainted Grail too. Because I'm pretty sure that one of the last updates they said that everything should be arriving at the end of this year. It just looks phenomenal. I really think I missed out on Etherfield, but they do some cool stuff. I actually got their Siege Breaker card game, and I've never taken it out of the box. I got it because it was like 30 quid and thought, ooh, this looks awesome. And I ordered it, and then it's literally just sat there in a box. I have no idea what to do with it. So apparently you can play it on your own, but I have no idea. Sounds awesome. I think I've got a small Kickstarter coming soon, which is for Baron's War, from Andy Hobday over at Footstore Miniatures. He also did the game, or was involved in creating the game, Mortal Gods and the Samurai one, Test of Honor. pardon me. But yeah, I'm always interested in small-scale skirmish games. I mean, Games Workshop games are good and stuff, but it's some small-scale skirmish games would be really nice. Yeah. I think because I live in a 2-bedroom flat, I think the idea of getting a game where I can literally play it on my dining room table rather than needing a 6x4 board is always a nice touch. It's probably why I like things like Warcry. I played Saga first edition. I was one of Saga's original playtesters way back in the day. We playtested that for them. Absolute brilliant game. It really is a good game. There's another really good game by a games designer, Alex Huntley, over at Warplock Miniatures. If you like your small scale skirmish games that are quite fun and quirky, then I definitely recommend Arkworld. It's a very cool little game. It's just had its second edition. Ow, that hurt. Right here. Nope, it's Wild West Exodus. Why do my rulebooks keep disappearing? Oh, there it is. So yeah, Arkworld, second edition. Here's the rulebook. Alex does all of the artwork himself and sculpts the miniatures. He's one of those disgustingly talented people. Kind of cool. So you got your humans, halflings, Viking style humans, Bayou orcs, which are like southern orcs, beastmen, wild dogs, gremlins. You've got wizards, the Dark Lord, and then you got wild elves, ancient dead, undead raiders or undead pirates, and a vampire faction that we haven't seen the models for yet. And then there's some of the miniatures. Has its own scale. He does a lot of these crazy, cool creatures as well, like the dragons, undead pirate. But yeah, it's a really interesting little system actually. That's a really nice model. The Arachnid Queen. It's huge. And Magic has a deck of cards that he uses. The book's got one. Has a deck of cards, and essentially you play Texas Hold'em. And then they've got he likes his dragons, does old Alex. And there's a lot of dragons. There's the Cave Dragon, Arctic Dragon, Sea Dragon, Forest Dragon. I think there's models for all of them. And then the scenarios. So it's not bad. As rules book go, that'll cost you £5. £5 for a rule book, and then he's a small-time indie developer. His dad does his casting for him, and the quality of the casting is really, really good. So, yeah, it's really nice, actually. Casting's really good from his dad, Rob. His mum does all the logistics side of things, so all of the packing and the shipping side. And he does the rules, the artwork, and all the sculpting. Seriously talented guy. Obviously, a lot of it is done through Kickstarter, but I think every single Kickstarter he's done has been quite successful. So, if you're interested in your quirky skirmish games, then I would give that a check out. If you want me to post links, I can post links up. I have quite a few of the miniatures, actually. I'm very tempted to sort of dig it out and start painting up again. So, might as well just show his website. There's his own website. There's Facebook groups and everything else for it called Ark World. But that's his website. Obviously, lots of pictures of his stuff. It is his store. But, I mean, to get you started with Ark World 2nd edition, you'll get a faction warband plus a rule book for 35 quid. That's seriously good. Now, the dragons and stuff are like £70, but they are absolutely huge. I used to have the Cave Dragon, which is a bright red one. And this thing was, I'd probably say, easily that size base. And it was like, a good 8 or 9 inches high. It's absolutely massive, and it was about £60, and it was solid resin. But like a starter warband will cost you 30 quid. It's really, I could not recommend the game enough. Really is good. Apparently there's another Kickstarter coming. Oh yeah, they just had one. So he did a little mini Kickstarter for the Imperial faction and added a load new miniatures to that range. So, which is pretty cool. And then he has, if you've got a 3D printer, he does a digital workshop as well, so you can get some cool digital stuff through his Patreon page, or I think buying the miniatures from him through his store. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So highly recommend it. Yeah, the Halflings are very, very popular. I don't know if, I can't remember if Skeet's there. There was a character, I'll have to get my box down with all my stuff, but there was a, why is it not working? There was a character for the Halflings, I don't know if he's there anymore. No, he's gone. Ah, poor Skeet. In Alex's original Kickstarter video that he did, he mentions the reason why he goes for white metal, and he fills a sock, or pretends to fill a sock full of miniatures, gets all Yorkshire-y, and says that they're really good as a weapon as well. Well, when he was designing the character for the Halflings, he asked the Kickstarter chat what name we should have for him, and what kind of character we should have. And I said, you should have a halfling with a sock over his shoulder filled with miniatures. And he designed the character, and he has this little halfling called Skeet Feet, who has a sock full of miniatures over his shoulder. Seriously cool. But this is the kind of thing that Alex does. The game has a thing called heroic feats, which allows you to basically do some cool stuff. So basically, you've got feats that you can do here. You can do an easy one, a medium one, a hard, or a legendary, but you and your opponent will decide on how hard or easy it is. And you essentially, if you say you've got a halfling who's got an axe, you can say, I'm going to run up to this tree, I'm going to jump off the tree and backflip, and then bury my axe into your head. And we could both decide that sounds like quite a hard thing for a fat halfling to do. You'll need so many successes. You roll your successes, and if you successfully do it, that's exactly what you do. You run up to the tree, backflip off the back of it, and bury your head into axe into someone's head. So there's that sort of fun element to be done. It's not a game to be taken seriously. It's not a competitive game. But it's definitely fun. Definitely a fun little system. And I don't think you need a large playing area either. I think it's essentially a 3x4, I think, is the largest surface you play on. But if it's definitely something that you guys are interested in, I will more than happy do some painting videos for it, because I have got a lot of stuff for Ark World over the years. I've done quite a few of Alex's Kickstarters. Also, another really cool thing about the game is you can play the bestiary. So if you don't want to play an actual faction, you could play the wild animals of the world. So if you want to play a pack of angry trolls, you can collect and play an army of angry trolls. So if you buy yourself a big dragon, guess what you can use in your game as your warband? A big dragon. Wow, coming up to 2 hours already. Damn, time flies when you're having fun. Well, I have to get Alex to come up on the stream sometime in the chat, let you guys talk to him. But yeah, it's a really cool game. Seriously think you should check it out. Well, I got quite a bit done today, so I'm happy enough, and hopefully you guys have all had fun. Also been productive. Not too sure if Archie is actually been watching or not, because I've had no messages from him. Yes, check Ark World out. Great game. So yes, painting tutorials that are coming soon. Obviously, the next big tutorial is going to be for Crisis Protocol. I'll put up a post up on the community tab. Woo! Now it's open for you to decide between a couple of the heroes and the villains, which one I do first. I've got a feeling I know who it's going to be, but we'll see. And then there's going to be a video, probably may come up midweek or possibly Friday, but that'll be for a new skin tone video of how to paint certain skin tones. So that'll be interesting enough to do, and interesting to sort of get out. And then obviously we're going to have the Marvel Crisis Protocol video. It'll be after that one, and then we'll go back to doing the second Space Marine video. Then what else is there? I can throw in a couple of things. I could do an Ark World tutorial if you wanted me to. I could do a Walking Dead tutorial if you wanted me to. So yeah, there's loads of stuff that I can do for you. I could even probably paint up this guy if you really want me to. Gives me a reason to paint him. But what I'm going to do is, my arse is killing me, so I'm going to call the stream here, because I've been sat here for 2 hours now. And I'm going to go and get a really big mug of coffee. But it's been an absolute pleasure with all of you. Again, if you're watching this on playback and you've seen the tutorial at the very beginning for the bottles, then what I suggest is to either just watch that or come back at a later date, or it might even be up when you're watching it now. The beauty of the internet. But I will be doing a separate tutorial for those later. But so, thanks again, boys, and I will see you live in 2 weeks' time. We might even be on Twitch, so I'll keep an eye out. So thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one.